AMKS Goddess Radio, how are you all doing today? This is AMKS. I am the goddess. And I say what you think and are too afraid to say. I don't have no worries about being kicked off. You know what I mean? My podcast, nobody really listens to me anyway. It's just all in my head anyhow. I just send it to you guys thinking maybe one day you might listen. Or remove your veil of craziness from your life. But hey, whatever it may be, say Shara, Shara, right? Anyway, so in my delusional world that I live in, which it is a delusional world because we are our own worst enemies in our brain, right? The Matrix world we live in. And the society in which we seclude ourselves in, you know. Shall I be a Jezebel harlot today, or shall I just be me? You know, I don't know. I want to be me, but I don't think I know how to be me some days, because I want to fit in. I want to be accepted. I don't know about anybody else. Do y'all want to be accepted? How many people want to be accepted? I mean, live on the air podcast. You mean? Don't text me. I can't take any texts. You know what I mean? I just can take call in. I mean, that's it. That's all I can do. You want to ask a question. Anyway. This is me. You know, and my thoughts, you know? Living in the Matrix as I do on a daily basis. You know? And here we go, folks.
Monkey. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Mr. Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
And Joan Rivers happened to be murdered a month later by Obama's administration for that.
Good day. We bring you some sad news from the entertainment world. Joan Rivers, one of the giants of American comedy, has died in New York. She'd been on life support since late last week when she reportedly stopped breathing while undergoing a procedure on her throat at a clinic here in Manhattan.
Joan Rivers, the famous comedian, has passed away at the age of 81.
Joan Rivers has died in hospital in New York at the age of 81. Tributes have been coming in, as you would expect, from many, particularly in show business.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio says he suspects President Obama's birth certificate is a fake.
Change has come to America.
This administration has done nothing but lie.
Distinguished guests, men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today.
Did you hear him? He said Michael and I. The man was born in Kenya. We're talking about truth thoughts for the day, guys. The man, come on now, let's go.
All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today.
You know, my kids asked me, they said, you got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, when Michelle's mad, I get worried. When
Michael,
walking and holding hands.
With my husband Michael and hold hands. And it's like a whole new world for me. Just walking and holding hands.
Walking and holding
walk
hands.
with my husband Michael and hold hands.
I cannot tell you or thank you enough for what you have done for the gay community. So, thank you.
It's one of the things I'm proudest of, and because my whole political career has been based on the idea that we constantly want to include people and not exclude them. How do we bring more and more people into opportunity and success and feeling hopeful about their lives? But I have to tell you that over the course of several years, as I talk to friends and family and neighbors, when I think about members of my own staff who are in incredibly committed monogamous relationships,
he's such a bullshitter,
who are raising kids together. When I think about those soldiers or airmen or Marines or sailors who are out there fighting on my behalf and yet feel constrained, even now that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is gone, because they're not able to commit themselves in a marriage. At a certain point, I've just concluded that for me personally, it is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married. I deeply appreciate the support I've received from so many of you. Michelle appreciates it, and I want you to know that you have our support as well. Michelle appreciates it. Michelle appreciates it. You have my thanks for the work you do every day.
So here's the thought, you know what I mean? I was listening to Alex Jones, you know, and he's saying, oh, it's all a chromosome disorder, you know, the GMOs are pushing it out there, you know what I mean?
On behalf of the millions of people in this country who work hard and care about their communities, and who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. This struggle continues today. For even as we face extraordinary challenges as a nation, we cannot and will not put aside issues of basic equality. We seek...
Well, what's the Bible say? I'm not bashing transgenders, don't get this right. Don't get it wrong.
We seek an America in which no one feels the pain of discrimination based on who you are or who you love. We have made progress.
I was watching the Tranny Channel. I know that sounds good, right? The Tranny Channel, right? And the Tranny Channel on Facebook, it's so crazy. You've got these women that have become men, and these men that have become women, and they have united in relationships. Ugh. So, they've changed their gender to become men, the women have, and the men have become women, and they've gotten into relationships with each other. So, if they would have just stayed men, and she would have just stayed a woman, they still could have gotten a relationship. They could have been with each other anyway. But they changed their gender and became with each other. They've still found each other, right? They're still in a, what do you call it? They're still in a androgynous relationship. Is that what it's called? I think they're pushing... I think the GMO foods, like Alex Jones was talking about, is really screwing with our chromosomes. Like, you know, I'm having all these hormonal, like, changes go on right now in my life. I feel like some days I'm on steroids, dude. Like, I'm roiding. AMKS, Goddess Radio. Say what you think. Too afraid to speak on. Girl Heart Universe, stand up for something, or you're gonna fall for everything. Meow. This man put us in so much debt.
Against same-sex couples in this country. I'm also urging Congress to pass the Domestic Partners Benefits and Obligations Act. which will guarantee the full range of benefits, including health care, to LGBT couples and their children. My administration is also working hard to pass an employee non-discrimination bill and hate crimes bill, and we're making progress on both fronts. Judy and Dennis Shepard, as well as their son Logan, are here today. I met with Judy in the Oval Office in May, and I assured her and I assured all of you that we are going to pass an inclusive hate crimes bill into law, a bill named for their son Matthew.
And take a live look right now at the White House.
It's in
lit
rainbow.
up in rainbow pride colors to show support for today's monumental decision.
You know, they want to say that Michelle Obama's a man. That's cool. She could be the first transgender American woman, to be. I don't know why she wouldn't be proud of that. If this whole transgender thing is supposed to be such the kick-ass thing it's supposed to be, why wouldn't she want to be proud that she was the first transgender first lady? I mean, I think, that would have been the best coming out. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Kind of statement ever, right? But no, she didn't do that. You know what I mean? She hid it. They all hid it. And they lied. They lied about where Obama came from. They lied about everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, Michelle Obama is a man. Because there's definitely something bouncing in the pants. Right there on L.
You decide. What is this hanging between her legs, jiggling and flopping around? There it is. Stay down. She's adjusting it. I mean, I've seen men my whole life myself adjust their packages. That's all we're talking about this, folks. They're bringing it up. Look at that. She's got, get that gun in line there.
Ooh.
What's your question?
How long have you been with Barack Obama?
We been married? 20-something years. Wait, somebody, you guys know the date. When was it? It's been over a decade. It's been a while.
She doesn't even know.
New models of getting farmers markets to, create buses and drive into communities that are underserved.
What do you want, Katie?
So we have to deal with the question of access. And believe me, as a busy single mother, or I shouldn't say single, as a busy mother, sometimes when you got the husband who's president, it can feel a little single. But he's there. As a busy single mother, or I should say single, as a busy mother, sometimes when you got the husband who's president, it can feel a little single.
Everything they've said has been a lie.
Drag Queen Demon reads to kids at Michelle Obama Library. There it is right there. So now they have gender-neutral birth certificates, and they have the cross-dressing drag queen demon for the drag queen story time. That's what it is. Drag queen story time at Michelle Obama Library. They think I'm joking. People thought I was joking. No, folks. The reason why Michelle Obama's library is hosting LGBTQ events is because she is part of that community. So, I mean, why do you think they do this?
You got a giant demon.
Michelle Obama's the first woman president.
I mean, that's
to have
scary,
a
huh?
transsexual speak at her library? No. She's the first lady. She's the first transsexual first lady to have a transsexual speak at her library.
I've always thought Michelle Obama looked like something was wrong with her. They talk about how beautiful she is. She looks profanely scary and monstrous to me. And she always wears these weird fluffy things around her waist. And her shoulders are wide enough to put 3 men's heads on.
I love Alex Jones. This is why he got kicked off. All social media right here.
Another head on a woman's shoulder, or one half of a head on each side. That's a well-known thing in anatomy. And I saw an online video that I may air today, and we may look into this, talking about Michelle Obama looking like a man, and how they only release photos of her with her hands up, covering her shoulders, or her turned at an angle. And I started looking at it with Joan Rivers saying she's a transvestite. And I've been hearing this for years. And I thought,
truth is out, folks.
I know
The
Obama
fucking
was
truth
raised
is
by a
out.
transvestite and the rest of it. And I'm not getting into bashing people. That's not my cup of tea. But I started to really last night look at videos of this and look at photos of her in the official White House photo. And she looks like an NBA center. She looks more like Shaquille O'Neal than a black woman. And knowing all the weirdness, and that we don't even know who Obama really is and his social security numbers don't e-verify. And then his dad, clearly, we saw the documentary, Dreams of My Real Father. And I mean, it's him with the famous pornographer who lived in Hawaii, who his grandfather was best buddies with, and who Obama would stay the summers with. A famous communist pornographer. And you look at the guy, it's Obama's dad. So the whole Kenya thing with her saying, my husband's from Kenya, we visited his place of birth in multiple videos in 2006 and 7. His Harvard review, where he was the head of the Harvard Law Review, and he said, I was born in Kenya in his bio.
Yeah, he says that. So everything that Obama said is all bullshit. We already know this. You know, we all know that.
We took that bait, hook, line, and sinker, folks. That, oh my God, they're covering up the records. Oh, he's from Kenya, but his dad looks nothing like him.
And we kept him for 8 years. We did all that. And then when Trump came into fucking play, we want to have we passed out counselors for everybody. Oh, the world fainted. The world fainted. We fainted, and we had to get counseling. Cocoa and marshmallows for the world. Now we got Jared Kushner, who is his Trump's golden boy, who lives at 666 Fifth Avenue. Right? Who is being positioned to be the false Antichrist, which we know he is not the Antichrist. He can't possibly be the Antichrist because he doesn't have royal blood in him. He may have a smidgen, but he is not from the tribe of Dan, and he doesn't sit in the tribal tribune, which is the top. You know, he's not coming from the royal family. You know what I mean?
Like Superman, they're like cavemen, and then the women are like men. When they have this chromosomal disorder. It was the double X, double Y. Print me some literature on that. I'm going from memory. But I always looked at her jaw, her shoulders, her pelvis. All of it looks male. She has that male Superman physique. And it just clicked. You know what? I bet she is not who she says she is. I mean, my gut.
Well, Obama isn't who he says he is. Hillary Clinton isn't who she is. He says she is. The chromosome abnormalities. Okay.
Chromosome anomaly.
It says. Let me get a look better here because my glasses are a little screwed up. Alex. The chromosome anomalies, abbreviation for mutations, is missing. Extra or irregular proportions chromosomes DNA. It can be form of atypical numbers of chromosomes, a structural abnormality in one or more chromosomes. Chromosomes mutation was formerly used as a strict sense to means a change in a chromosome segment involving more than one gene. A karyotype refers to a full set of chromosomes from an individual that can be compared to normal. Karyotype for the species of genetic testing. A chromosome normally may be detected and confirmed in this manner. Chromosome anomalies usually occur when there is an error cell division following the menis and mitose. There are many types of chromosome anomalies that can be organized into two basic groups: normal structures. Yeah, I'm not comprehending. I'm not no GM.
Abnormality, aberration, or mutation is a missing, extra, or irregular portion of chromosomal DNA. It can be from a atypical number of chromosomes or a structural abnormality in one of the chromosomes Chromosome mutation has formerly used in a strict sense to mean a change in a chromosomal segment involving more than one gene. Yeah, but find the one, guys, that's hyper male or hyper female. It's super male, super female.
That's the alpha male is the female.
Books about it in biology, reading about it, but it's a big issue in the Olympics. They talk about it on ESPN, where they go and they do blood tests on, female runners and folks that don't look like women, and hey, it turns out they don't have a penis, excuse my French, but that's the word, that's the medical word for it, but they do have male genetics. They're men. And it turned out, remember the Russians couldn't lose in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and the women weightlifting didn't really look like women.
There you go, guys.
And they would test them, and they didn't have steroids in them, but they looked like men. Well, they were men. Well, Joan Rivers talked about it in the last few days, and it's a big international news.
And we've been talking about this. They killed Joan Rivers over this.
Who is Michelle Obama? Is she really a woman?
This is why Alex Jones got banned from all of it. I mean, who gets banned from all social media? From Twitter, Snapchat, from everything on the web. I mean, you can't even go. I bet you can go to dark web and see Alex Jones, but you can't see him anywhere else.
Such a perfect record of everything they say and do being a lie, being a fraud. You've got all these examples with Obamacare and all the taxes it raises on poor people.
Now they're trying to say Jay-Z and Beyonce are transgenders. I've had enough with Obama.
Hi everybody, this is Kate Cruz coming back with.
We know Beyonce is not no transgender.
This video is going to be about Beyonce and her alleged husband Jay-Z, and I put that word alleged on it because they're in Hollywood, so you just never know who is who and what is what, and if the stories are even real or not. Because I'm finding out that it's all just a big game and a big lie and a big experiment. So I don't know if they're really married or not, but that's Beyonce and her alleged husband Jay-Z. Now I picked this photo because I think that they look pretty normal from what I thought I knew about a woman and a man. In this photo, she looks like a girl and he looks like
This is how far-fetched, and these are like the red flags people are throwing up and then making it all crazy.
Now her shoulders is extremely 100% square, like a boy. So this video is not to call her a tranny and talk about the skeletal shape of her body. That's not what this is about. I want to talk about...
Okay, now, we all know Beyonce's a girl.
When I met them in person. And I want to let you know that these people don't look nothing like what they look like on the TV. I don't know if they're swapping people out or if it's the way they're taking the pictures or if they're photoshopping it. I don't know what they're doing. But these people do not look nothing like the way they look in the TV. So let me just get right into it, and hopefully I can get this done within 15 minutes. Okay.
Now, see, this is what I'm talking about.
I was working for a catering company, and this catering company was a little bit odd. It was like a small, private group of people, and they had really big accounts, which was odd, because it wasn't a real big catering company. It was really small and private and unique-ish.
This lady's trying to say that they're both transgenders, Jay-Z and...
One of the smallest catering companies that I've ever heard of in my life. I needed a job, so I went there and I applied for a job. When I applied for the job, the owner talked to me,
and that's what...
and he said he liked me and he wanted to send me out to meet with some of their special people that they have. Their special people that they deal with. So I was like, okay, special like what? So he said that they had, clients, like VIP clients that they cater to. And, he need people that can keep a secret and not tell people and not put it out there.
Bitch, they were probably fucking transgenders that look like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
It's on the low. We don't want everybody knowing about it. It's private, basically. I was like, okay, that's fine.
They dress up like
everybody's business out there. I'm professional. So he said, I want to hire you to do.
Here she is putting it all out there.
He said that Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron was going to be at some type of gathering. I don't know if it was LeBron's gathering and Beyonce and Jay-Z was attending, or if it was Beyonce and Jay-Z's gathering and LeBron was attending. I can't remember. But I know that it was going to be Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron. and you know other people, but I'm just putting those 3 names out there because I think that they're the most popular out of, you know, everyone that was there. So I said, okay, I'll do the event. It's a regular, you know, catering event. We get paid the same. He told us you don't get tipped. Don't expect these people to tip you because they're rich, because they don't do that. They're not supposed to do that. Not that they're stingy. They're not supposed to tip, you know, the service that we're giving them. It was the same rate, minimum wage. So it's minimum wage, and pay attention to this. It's minimum wage whether you work for a celebrity like these people, and it's minimum wage whether you just do like a regular wedding
Now that's your first clue.
Party
Okay, let me stop you. Let me stop this bitch right there. Stop you right there. Now, first off, that's your first clue that these people are imposters. Okay, first clue. I have done celebrities, and they are not that way. They are going to tip. They don't care. They don't tip out their pocket. You're right. The people around them tip. You know what I mean? Because they're paid to tip. You know what I mean? Because that's how they are. They don't tip. But the people that are hanging with them, around them, their bodyguards, they tip. They have people around. Their entourage tip. You know what I'm saying? First off, their entourage tip.
Same pay, and you don't get tipped. He made that clear. So I says, okay, that's fine. I just want the job, and I'll keep everybody's business confidential. So,
now, you ain't going to keep somebody that's rich and famous at a minimum wage, high function, high society function, confidential. Bitch, you lying already.
And I did the party. Oh my God, what did I see? They did not look like this at all. It was Jay-Z and Beyonce, but Beyonce looked like a tranny. She looked like a man that was trying to look like a woman, and Jay, he looked like a woman that was like a butch. You know how a woman...
So what it was a transgender party, and she got swooped into it. I can't even watch this show. Watch this lady. She don't know what the hell she's talking about. And it would not be, you know what I mean? See, that's what I'm talking. What happened to Beyonce? Let's see. What happened to Beyonce? Well, Beyonce got possessed by a demon named Zaja. I think that's the name. Zaja? Is that her name? I think that's her name. Zaja. I think that's her name. Zaja. I think that's Beyonce's new name. Right, Zaja? Is that she says Zaja can do what she can't do, you know? Opinions are formulated based on the research and conducted on the topics. Series deals with controversial subjects and not open-minded. If you're not open-minded, not seeking the truth, you will not. Are not willing to change all your perceived notion. No matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you feel, then I suggest that you tune out at this point.
Hello, everyone. Verlex here. Before we start, I would once again like to give a brief description of what predictive programming is.
Well, we already know that. It's television. Predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by multiple facets of media in order to equip the public with planned sociological changes underway, or to be implemented in the future by the powers that may be. The idea behind it is that when changes are implemented, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progression, thus lessening the chances of any possible resistance to the ideal from the public.
When it comes to clone celebrities, there is always some form of predictive programming in play. This series intends to point out the predictive programming across these multiple facets of the media.
Ooh, so they're saying Beyonce's been cloned.
The most common form of predictive programming for clone celebrities is the alter ego, and is an attempt at familiarizing the public with seeing multiple versions of an individual.
I see. So
the
Beyonce's been cloned.
To pass of the frequent changes experienced by clones, such as appearance, behavior, personality, and sound, as choices made by the individual as a different character they portray.
Yeah, that's her Sasha.
Sasha Fierce is
Sasha Fierce.
Beyonce's self-identifying alter ego. She has been quoted making remarks such as, "I have someone else that takes over when it's time for me to work and when I'm on stage."
See, I told you guys.
This alter ego that I've created protects me.
I don't know, guys. The world is changing, and if you're not ready to open up and see the world as it is, that we've been lied to, we're being programmed, we're being fed, we're being forced evolution upon, we're forcing to be evolved, you know. Our DNA is being fucked with, man. They're trying to make it where we can't have kids anymore. That you're going to have genetically designed babies. It takes 3 to have a baby today. You know, the fertilization clinic, you know, and the ones that can still have babies are the babies. And they're killing them. Over 70 million babies killed a year. And then they're taking the parts. What do you think they're doing with all the baby parts that they're killing today? Ooh, what are they doing with it? They're using it for makeup. They're using it for artificial flavoring. It's manna, man. It's manna. God says don't eat it. Don't do it, man. You can't be of this world, man. The devil has a lot of... He is the king of this world, man. He really is. Truly is the king of this world. And if you don't believe that, I'm sorry. You know, you got a lot to learn. Our fleshly desires, there's nothing new under the sun.
When I see a video of myself on stage or TV,
Someday a car ran into the White House gate, causing it to lock down.
It's Barack Obama!
Tan horse, really? That's right. It is I, Barack Obama, 44th President of the realm, defender of rational thought and the use of data to make informed...
Show us your birth certificate! Show us your birth certificate!
In just a few short weeks, Donald Trump's stance on where President Obama was born has, well, evolved. From this...
The reason I have a little doubt, just a little, it's because he grew up and nobody knew him. It's because he grew up and nobody knew him.
To this...
I want him to show his birth certificate.
To this...
I'm saying it's a real possibility, much greater than I thought 2 or 3 weeks ago. Then he has pulled one of the great cons in the history of politics.
Truth of the matter.
Was born in Kenya.
So now, some of us are aware that there is spiritual entity, a division among us. Yeah, divided we fall. Remember that when Trump made us devise remarks about Haiti and Salvador, some Africa, Obama's birthplace nations.
I was not shocked that Donald Trump reportedly called the majority of black and Hispanic countries or continents Poles. I wasn't shocked. I'm not. I'm really not outraged by it. I'm not outraged.
Masonic brothers, they love to divide the people. Shortly after Trump made those divisive remarks, movie Black Panther was released and depicted Africa with advanced technology. That's crazy, right? Like Africa was a secret village within itself. We just don't know what's going on over there. Psychological conducting at its finest. Woo! That's right, man. Talk about it. Talk about it. As we know that the Black Panther is a representative of the Antichrist. Something else is considered. Black Panthers are highly related type of wild animals, and they are part of the cat family. What does that got to do with anything? Remember, when Trump made the statement, grab them by the pussy. What? The statement is a symbolic of the interfering with the satanic Antichrist establishment. Trump's in on it too. The Doom or Destiny video clarifies more on that. Fake news, fake news. We already know about that. The figure was meant to represent Donald Trump. Pussy grabs back. Yeah. Well, yeah. Trump messes with the Black Panther and the ancient pussycat Antichrist, Barack Obama. I mean, so we've heard some interesting things which would eventually lead to his demise and assassination. Well, if that's true, then he's the Antichrist. But we all know that's not it. We know that the Antichrist comes from... Right on. Clara is doing good, it says. Pretty good. Oxygen levels is low. Okay. Thank you, Father. You. Okay, Lord. So we're listening to all this stuff that's going on right now. You know, you got demonic spirits.
Who is that girl? That's not me. I wouldn't dare do that.
One thing to also take note
I
of.
wouldn't like Sasha if I met her off stage. Beyonce would eventually go on to proclaim
Cats are also symbolic for
Fierce is
rebirth
done.
and
I
resurrection
killed her.
due to their 9 lives.
Pay close attention to this choice of language. Killed. This is a clear example of predictive programming. It is outlining what is actually going on behind the scenes, but using reverse psychology to obscure the message. They created an alter ego as a means to excuse changes in behavior and appearance. They then have the alter ego masquerade as the original to get you used to the new version.
That's pretty
Finally,
interesting.
The alter ego assumes the role of the original and proclaims that the alter ego is dead, when in reality, it is the original, which is dead. This was a carefully constructed narrative put in place in order to replace the original Beyonce. Beyonce's most notable malfunction was in 2014. She attended a basketball game with Jay-Z. You can be seen at the game behaving strangely, and becoming almost irresponsive and unaware of her surroundings.
As soon as I program out like that, you ever program out like that? You zone out, like you're just zoned out, like you have no idea where you're going and what you're doing. This has been AMKS Goddess Radio, saying what you think, America. Saying what you think, universe. Stand up for something, or you're gonna fall for everything. Meow. Thank you. Be with God, and God be with you. Keep the veil. We'll leave a light on for those that still have that veil on. Peace out.